everyone, my name is Chelsea and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we are doing March's TBR to be rolled. So this is the TBR game that I play every single month. We have been doing this for over a year now, so if you want all of the rules and everything like that, I will leave January's video linked down below since it has the newest updated rules, but I also have a playlist of every single month, so I'll leave that down there too. But basically I have my toddler Presley's die. It's a very colorful die and each color corresponds to cards that tell us how we are going to pick my books. So some things like the red tell us who else is going to pick a book, orange is a TBR bucket, blue actually is a poll pick, we have cards for prompts, all this kind of stuff. So we're going to be picking our books that way. I do roll 5 times to start with, although we have a system here that will either reward or punish us. So we're going to actually review February now so you guys can see what I've read, if I finished my TBR, that kind of thing before we get into the actual rolls. So obviously we did roll 5 times for February. The first one that I have here is Dark Angel by L.J. Smith. This was a poll pick for you guys, and actually this month is the first month ever that we had a poll pick that tied. 2 of the options had the exact same number of votes when I counted Instagram, Twitter, and the comments here. So I picked the one I wanted to read out of those 2, and it ended up being Dark Angel because this was the shortest book and I wanted to make sure I finished it. But I did finish this book. The next prompt was to read a middle grade. I picked Lodestar and I did finish this one as well. The next roll that we had was to read a comic or graphic novel. I picked Saga Volume 10 and I did finish this one as well. Then roll number 4 was a pick from the TBR bucket. It was Revival Volumes 1 through 3. I did end up reading 1 volume of this and deciding to DNF the rest. And then the last roll was another TBR bucket pick. This was to read The Trouble with Friends. I also DNF'd this one, but in the rules of my game, DNFs still count as finishing what I needed to read because I tried it, it didn't work for me, and that's fine. That's fine. So I ended up with all of my prompts completed at least, which means for my reward, I get to buy 1 extra book for my book buying ban. It's not really a whole ban, but you know what I mean. I have rules going in for that where for every 2 books that I read that aren't rereads, I get to buy 1 more book. And since I completed my TBR, I get to add 1 extra book to that. On the flip side, if I buy too many books, I have to then have a punishment for this game where instead of 5 starting rolls, I have 6 starting rolls. The good thing is I have not gone over my book buying stuff either yet, so we are going to be starting at 5 rolls today. If I end up rolling 1 color 3 times, I'll have to add on another roll. That hasn't happened yet either. Knock on wood, I have my bookshelves over here. That doesn't happen. I'd like to stick with 5 rolls, but basically that's it. I'm not doing any readathons this month. The one thing though is I have some arcs on NetGalley that I would like to get to, and pretty much a lot of them that I have been approved for, like at the end of last year, beginning of this year, for some reason are all coming out in April, it seems like. Like I haven't had very many at the beginning of this year. I had like 1 in January. I don't think I had any in February that were coming out. I have 1 at the very end of March that I would like to read, and then I have like 5 in April. Like everything is coming out in April that I was approved for. So that is actually going to be a priority for this month. I'm hoping to get some ARC books onto this TBR so I can focus on those because they're coming up soon. But besides that, I don't think I have anything else that I need to do, well, except for Stephen King, but if we roll a purple, it's Stephen King. So yeah, I think that's it. We're gonna get into the rolls. Are you ready?
Yes.
You ready? Am I throwing it or are you throwing it?
Mommy.
Okay, Mommy's gonna throw. Ready? Roll number 1. What color? Red. Okay, so our first roll was red. So that means we're gonna be picking cards that say who is going to pick my book. Okay, Presley's here. He's gonna pick the cards for us just like he always does. He loves it. And we have the red cards. So Which card are you gonna pick? That one? Can you show the camera? Oh, Elliot.
Okay.
Who is napping right now. So we are going to add in a clip for what she picks later.
Elliot's with Nana.
Yeah, Elliot's sleeping right now, huh? Okay, so Elliot has woken up from her nap, and what I have decided to do is I have the app called The Day Before, and this is something that I have on my iPad to count down my NetGalley arcs, so I know what's next, basically. And so what I have here is like when you touch it, it will pop up with like a full screen version of the one that you touched. So I have 4 arcs technically that come out up through the end of April, and they are in order of when they come out. So one is the very end of March, a couple are the beginning of April, one's the end of April. But I'm just gonna show her the iPad, let her touch it, and whatever pops up is the book that I'm going to read. Here she is. I have the iPad too on the floor. Let's see if I sit you here. Which one are you gonna pick, baby girl? Oh, she closed it. Okay, just a second. She closed it. We don't want to close it. Can you touch it? Oh, there we go. Oh, 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 go back, go back. She touched it. Okay, so though, what she picked, if I go back, is this one here, Spellbound by F.T. Lukens. This is going to be a young adult book that is going to be, I'm pretty sure, male romance, because I feel like all of their books are, but it's going to be doing with magic in some way, because it's Spellbound. I love the cover, and I'm very excited to read it. This is one of the ones that comes out near the beginning of April, I'm pretty sure. Okay, roll number 2. I guess we'll take it. What color is that? Purple. Okay, roll number 2 was a purple. This is the only color that doesn't have cards with it because I'm doing a Stephen King project and I need to be reading the Stephen King books. So the one that I'm going to have for this one is Night Shift. This is part of my project that actually was supposed to be done in February, but the stand is kicking my butt because of how long it is. Not because it's bad, but because of how long it is. And I ended up doing the rom-comathon in the middle of the month where I didn't read any Stephen King because I was reading romances. So this is one that I need to for sure fit in at the very, very beginning of March so that I can continue on with my project the way I'm supposed to. This, from my understanding, is a collection of short stories. I don't know anything else about it because this is one of the short story collections I've never read before, but this is going to be the next pick. Roll number 3. Ready? Oh, you gotta let it do its roll. Here, come over here. Okay, ready? Don't touch it. We're gonna let it throw and see what happens. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, oh. Okay, well, yellow, you're right, it's yellow. Presley ended up rolling it as well, and it's a yellow. Roll number 3 was a yellow. So we have cards for this one that are going to be dealing with like the format of book. Physical book, ebook, the age groupings like middle grade, young adult, adult, that kind of stuff. Okay, yellow cards. Which one are you going to pick? And can you show it to the camera? Oh, other way. Uh-oh. A manga. So for this one, I'm going to be going with Princess Jellyfish Volume 1 by Akiko Higashimura. This is not one that is technically on my TBR because this is actually going to be a reread for me. There are 9 of these like omnibus collections because this one, Volume 1, has like, I want to say 3 volumes of the original series in here, and I've read almost every single one of these volumes, but out of these omnibus editions, I think I've never read 8 or 9, and I really, really want to. Like I mentioned this in a tag video that I did earlier this year, that this is a series that I want to finish. Like I want to read the whole thing and finish it, and so I might as well start now, right? I got a manga card. I have some other manga that I probably could read that are on my TBR, but later in the series is on my TBR. I absolutely love this one as well. It is about a group of girls, specifically Tsukimi, who are like geeky girls. They all live together. Tsukimi is like obsessed with jellyfish. Like they all have one like special interest. And while she's out, I think at a pet store looking at jellyfish, she meets this like really fabulous, well-dressed woman who's not exactly how she seems. Like I said, love this series and really, really want to continue and finish it. And so, yeah, I'm gonna put this one on my TBR. Okay, roll number 4. Ready? Do you want to throw it?
No.
Okay, mommy do. Oh. Wait, you got away. What color is that?
Green.
Green. Okay, roll number 4 was green, which means we have cards that are more challenge based, which is always fun. So, okay, we got our green cards. Which one are you gonna pick? You got it? Oops.
Oops.
You got 2?
I'm fine.
Which one? Pick one. That one? Okay. So, show the camera. It's going to be under 300 pages. Okay, so this one took me a little while to figure out because I was going through all of my arcs and none of them are under 300 pages.
Are you filming?
I am filming. And none of them are under 300 pages. I was liking the fact that I had under 300 pages more than the other one that was like stuck to it, which you guys didn't get to see because Presley picked, but it was over 500 pages. Like I was happy I had a smaller book, but none of them would have worked for either card. So what I think I'm gonna go with is Can't Escape Love by Alyssa Cole. This is the last book in the Reluctant Royals series that I have to read. I read Once, Ghosted, Twice, Shy this month in February, and so this is the last one I need to read. It's like 100 and something pages, definitely even under 200 pages, and it's the last novella in this series, which is a romance series that I like well enough. None of the books have been over 4 stars, which is not a bad thing, but in general they usually end up as like a 3.5 for me. So it's not something that I want to own, but I would like to be a completionist and complete the series. So that's the one I think I'm going to go with. The good thing also is I do also have it on ebook, so that gives me a break from some of the physical books that I've chosen already this month. Are you having fun?
Yes.
Good. Okay, one more.
Yes.
Who's throwing it, me or you?
You.
Me? Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh!
I'll read it again.
Red again. Red again. And then finally, roll number 5 was another red. So again, picking another red card. Pick a card. A viewer pick. Okay. Viewer pick. Okay, so what this means is that I have a video that I will leave down below. Actually, I will leave the new video down below because I just did one. It came out on Tuesday, like literally right before this video, of all of my unread physical books. So like my physical TBR. I have over 400 of them, but it's down from before. But basically this card means that you guys get to go on that video, leave me comments down below of which books you think I should read, and I'm going to be picking one for this. Since that video just came out on Tuesday though, I don't have any comments on there because I'm actually filming this on Sunday. So that's technically coming out in the future of this video, but in the past for you guys. So go on that video because if this card ever comes up again, that's the video you need to go and do. But I did a version of this last year, so I'm gonna go on that one and pick a book to read that you guys told me I needed to read. The good thing is this comment has tons of options to choose from. They have Recursion by Blake Crouch, The Institute by Stephen King, Night Film by Marisha Pessl, The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle by Stuart Turton, The Charm Offensive by Alison Cochrane, The House in the Cerulean Sea, which I actually have read since then, A Marvelous Light by Freya Marske, The Invisible Life of Addie Levi V.E. Schwab, One of Us is Lying by Karen M. McManus. So the only one off of this list so far I've read is one of them. So that gives me a lot to choose from. So again, if you're going into the other video, you can do this if you like. Wow, okay, so thank you, Dana, so much for the options. Let's see which one I'm going to read. I'm back. Was this the first book mentioned? I don't remember, but I'm going with Recursion by Blake Crouch. It is one of the shorter books of the ones that I mentioned, and it's an adult sci-fi thriller, potentially, and I absolutely love sci-fi. I don't think I've read enough this year so far. I know we're only a couple months in the year, going into month 3, but I haven't read enough, and so yes, I'm gonna be picking this one. This one actually was a gift from Lena, from Sufficiently Advanced Lena, so thank you so much for that. We have a pretty similar taste in books most of the time, so if she likes something, I usually will like it, and I'm very excited for this. I've heard it's one of his better ones. Like, I know it's sort of divisive for people, like some people like the other one, and then there was a newer one that came out, but I don't remember much about this. It just says, reality is broken. I'm ready. I love sci-fi stuff. I've heard amazing things about him, and I've only ever read a short story by him, which I did give 5 stars. So I'm very excited for this. And now normally that would be the last book. However, as I was grabbing that book off the shelf, Presley really wanted to pick a book for me to read. And you know what? I think we did okay this month. Although I personally, as I'm filming this, don't know what book Elliot picked for me, but I'm gonna make her choose an arc since we didn't get any of those. So you guys will actually have known that already. I don't know what it is. So I was like, you know what? Okay, you can pick a book for me. He chose Cinderella is Dead by Kaylin Bayron. This is a book that normally is a little too tall for him on the bookshelf, like it's on a shelf above where he can see, but I had to use a stool myself to get the Blake Crouch down, so he used the stool and saw this one and immediately picked it. And you know what? I'm very excited for it. This is a young adult Cinderella retelling, obviously, but it says it's 200 years since Cinderella found her prince, but the fairy tale is over. I believe this is something where they have to like compete for the prince's affections or die? Is that what it is? I don't know, but it's also sapphic. I'm very curious how that's going to come into play. And this cover is gorgeous. This is the UK cover because like I fell in love with it immediately. So yeah, an extra book for the TBR. So ultimately, not too bad. I mean, we are missing whatever book Elliot picked, and we're missing the Alyssa Cole. But besides that, we have the Stephen King that I know I have to read anyway, a manga, which I've read already and absolutely love, and then Blake Crouch and our extra book by Kaylin Bayron. I'm excited. A little bit more physical books on the TBR, I think, this month versus the last couple months, but we're getting back into reading physical books even with the kids. And so, yes, let me know what you guys think about these choices down below, if you've read any of them, if you've loved any of them. Don't forget about the physical TBR video because, again, if a viewer pick comes up, that's where I'm going to be going from now on. And that's going to be it for me today. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up to let me know. Subscribe to this channel if you'd like to see more videos. I do have videos coming out on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so I will see you then. Bye.
Bye.